We're excited to share our latest podcast episode where we dive into the transformative power of technology in the logistics and transport industry. Our guest, President of CILT South Africa, Mr. Alvin Harris, a seasoned expert, provides invaluable insights into the evolution of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport and its role in advancing education and professional development worldwide. Learn how real-time tracking technology is revolutionizing the way goods are monitored and transported, ensuring greater efficiency and security. Don't miss this engaging discussion that highlights the growing importance of ethical and sustainable practices in the logistics industry.
The transport and logistics industry, supply chain management industries are probably largest beneficiaries of advances in technology.
Wow.
As a sector that uses the technology.
Yes.
What's really helpful about advances in technology for the transport system is if there's a ton of product being mined out of the ground somewhere in Russia,
Yes.
and it's got to get to Brazil. Before these advances in technology, you just know that it got on a ship from that port, and you're only going to become aware and know that you're getting it now when it gets to your ports, wherever else you are around the world. That's on the ocean levels, and then of course, once it hits the ground and it's land-based, if you're taking a product from the port of Durban to the DRC, when it was on that truck in the early days before all these modern communications and technology were there, you hope and you also just wait one day. You get your information once a day or twice a day. Yeah, the truck is here, it's there. Now everything is in real time because of all the monitoring, all the technology, all the satellites, all the in-cab information. So not only about where the truck is, where the product is, but also about how the driver is actually operating, whether it's a plane, whether it's a train, whether it's a truck, how is the driver actually operating? So you monitor that behavior. Primarily just knowing where things are. And then part of the technology as well, when your SPA is stopped, the orders has come in, it's stopped. I mean, the systems now, every item that basically goes through the tills, that information is all linked back to the warehouses. It's all linked back to the manufacturing. Today we sold 35 palm olive soaps.
Wow.
We know this product the stock keeping item unit sells very fast in the neighborhood community where we are. So tomorrow we need another supply of this. So the warehouse knows to supply. There will be obviously collaboration between the store and the warehouse and exactly calibration, what to supply, when, and so on. But this is what technology has allowed the stores to do. So you don't keep a whole lot of excess product, excess inventory, which costs money.
Yes.
It's all due to technology that inventory can come down lower, stock keeping units can come down lower, you need less warehouse space, but you also bring the convenience to the customer that you now know what is being bought, what goes up quicker, and you want to be able to meet that demand quicker. So when a customer comes, the biggest nightmare for a retailer, customer comes in there and you don't have the stock. And technology, digitalization, the advances that AI is bringing now, all these algorithms to better help companies better understand consumer behavior. All of those things is massively beneficial for us in the logistics industry to be able to make sure that we plan the purchasing on time, we get the product in on time, and we make it available to the customer, to the consumer.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to go into what brings us here today. ESG. The words are environment, sustainability, and governance. However, I did pick up that amongst industries, the way we define it, it's still finding its feet, if I may say, in terms of how it's defined across different industries. How important would you say is ESG, and how much of an impact is it going to have on industries such as supply chain?
Let me start with the second part of that question
Yes.
first. How much of an impact is it going to have? I think potentially it's going to have a massive impact. We find a lot of the initiatives when the green transport idea and the whole environmental sustainability before social was added in governance. Governance was there before in that guise of corporate governance, King 1, King 2, a whole lot of other, kinds of tools and elements around how to improve governance for better reporting to your shareholders and your stakeholders, tighten that up. The environmental movement came and, kind of like, let's get that triple line reporting. Social was more CSI, corporate social responsibility.
Yes.
We do a few nice projects, nice donations. Company can feel good about giving back to the community.
I see.
So I think what ESG has done is it's been an evolution from those separate things into something that's one, but also something that is more meaningful.
Okay.
I.e., a greater recognition that as corporates, as companies, we have to be a lot more responsible in how we conduct ourselves and how we run our business. It's actually very interesting. One of the presentations that one of our speakers gave today was about ESG is not only about a company making money, but it's about how is that money being made.
True.
So how do you conduct yourself in a business, and what impact do you have on the consumers that buy, your employees that work for you, your shareholders you must report to, other stakeholders, regulatory authorities, and such and such. It's just about a deeper sense of responsibility to all those touch points that in many ways a company providing services or goods to the world finds itself at the center of. And so ESG, I think, has taken all of those other prior separate items of environmental sustainability, corporate social responsibility, governance improvements, kind of really combined it and made it something to say, look, let's make this more meaningful. Because as much as that was correct things in our evolutionary path, as the world is changing, there's also that growing sense that we have to do more. Because what that was maybe not enough. We've got to do more to try and make what the world is like a fairer world. It's not to say it's going to happen in 10 years or 20 years, but there's the sense that we really need to do more at a deeper, more fundamental level, so that we can actually get to a world that's more fairer, not just a world where, we know 1% of the world's elite and the rich control just over 50% of the world's wealth, and they probably control 80% of the world's resources.
Yes.
But they recognize that there's a time bomb here, and if they don't fundamentally change the rules of the game and do things a little bit differently, number one, they're going to strip the planet of the resources, and then they don't have a business anymore. But also, number two, you can only grow your business to the extent that consumers can afford to buy your products, and to an extent that people are employed and they are gainfully employed. So I think that those are, in some senses, philosophical progression that business have made at the macro global level to say we really need to do this. Of course, they were pushed by bodies such as United Nations and those kinds of bodies that are Human Rights Commission. People that are really interested in what is actually happening. The environment movement's still very strong. If you go at this rate, we won't have a planet anymore, and so planet needs to be protected.
Well, how do you see ESG rather impacting skills development, but also most importantly, those young people that are deciding their careers moving forward? What are some of the things that you would say maybe they need to be cognizant of, need to be aware of in terms of how the skills landscape is advancing or changing.
One of our other core functions and objectives as CILT Global is about research and innovation, bringing latest developments to the professionals and in the business. So this is what we do at events like this. We gather the experts and we bring our members, and even if it's non-members, we broadcast to the industry, we're having this event, come and attend. It's a way of us to bring network opportunities amongst people in the transport, logistics, supply chain management industry. But we're also providing that opportunity to say we're gonna bring some people that's at the cutting edge of our industry, and we're bringing them in to come and share with us what's happening as a way of improving our education, our understanding, our knowledge base.